got our blender that is not plugged in. Okay. So let's plug that in. And we put it in our PacoJet. All right, let's do that over.
Okay. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we help you transform food in your kitchen. I'm Janie.
And I'm Roman.
And on this channel, we talk about unique ingredients, techniques, and show you new recipes for your kitchen that you're not going to find anywhere else. And this week, we're doing another one of our healthy eating series by showing you how to make these store-bought ginger shots for cheap. Now, Roman brought this to my attention that you can go to the store and you can buy these turmeric boost ginger shots and regular ginger shots for $5 each.
Expensive.
Yeah, and
Wow.
he loves them, so I'm like, that's a lot of money.
Every morning.
But it looks just like pureed ginger, so why can't we make it for cheaper? So we found out how to do that, and today we're going to show you how to make a good, better, and best version of these recipes. Now, first let's talk about what goes into a ginger shot and what's the basic process.
So this particular recipe of ginger shot that we came up with, actually I lifted it right off of the PacoJet website.
Okay.
Make sure to say that. It includes ginger, carrots, pineapple, and apple juice.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
What I found though is the different methods of actually mixing the ginger does change it a little bit, changes flavor, changes taste, and changes the look of it.
Okay, well let's get into it because we wanted to include 3 different versions because we know you folks at home have either just a basic blender or maybe you're one of the kitchen fanatics like us and you have a couple of toys lying around, you want to do a little bit more. So that's why we're doing 3 versions. So do whichever one works best for you. We're going to taste all 3 of these at the end of this episode. All right, let's start with the good version. How do we make it?
All right, that one we're going to make right in the blender. All right, so I'm going to show you a little trick with ginger because peeling ginger can be a little bit difficult because of all the nubs and the little ridges in there. Normally in the restaurant, I would peel it with a peeler, but my chef told me one of the best ways to peel ginger is with a spoon, which is pretty cool. And so this takes off just the skin and it doesn't remove a lot of the ginger.
Okay.
Right, so we'll just show you a quick process here.
Yeah.
And that it's really fast. It's a lot faster than you would think. You're like, oh my God, ginger is so, but this spoon just like takes that skin right off super fast. You get right into those ridges, those little areas, like you see a little nub, you just get right around that.
Yeah.
See that, how easy that is?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fast. It's actually faster than peeler because you're always moving your peeler around, trying to get into these little tight spaces, and you end up losing a lot of the product. Ginger is not too expensive, but it can be, especially if you're using organic. And so for me, this has always been the best method to peel it.
Yeah, and if you're like, why do I want a ginger shot? It's been known as a great aid to the stomach, it's an anti-inflammatory, a lot of health benefits. Plus, in here we have pineapples, carrots, apple juice. So all in all, really healthy, really good for your gut. Of course, we're going to try to help you save some money by doing it yourself.
All right, so that's a nicely peeled ginger, as you can see. I already have some ginger already peeled and cut down. When I spoke to the PacoJet chef, he said that you really don't have to peel the ginger or any of the other vegetables and fruit. But I found in my experiments that peeling it does help it taste a little bit less bitter. So while you can definitely do it that way, I would implore to do it to peel. I just think you get a better product out of it.
Yeah,
and it
I
tastes
would agree.
a lot more similar to the ones we have here.
Yeah, because we tried both, and I would say the unpeeled one had tons of bite to it, way more bite than I really personally enjoy.
Yep.
Right?
So we have our blender and we have all ingredients. So we're just gonna put all the ingredients into the blender.
And I know someone's going to ask, why don't we just use a juicer? Isn't that a lot easier?
Juicer would seem to be like a good way to do it, but the problem with the juicer is that it really doesn't work very well with a fibrous ginger, and it can clog up the rotor. Another thing is that when you're juicing something like pineapple, you tend to lose a lot of the juice in the ginger with the discard of the pulp. Okay. So this is pretty much the best way to go. All right, and so I have everything in there, and last but not least, this is my apple juice. This is organic. You don't have to use organic apple juice, but this is an unsweetened apple juice. It's always better to use unsweetened because you don't want to add too much sugar. We're trying to be healthy here, so. Okay, and then we will turn this on. And we will just blend it on a medium to high for about 4 to 5 minutes. All right, now that we're done spinning our ginger shot, we're just going to run it through a fine mesh strainer.
So this is number one. We're not gonna like spend all the time straining here today, but what you get at the end of the day, it's going to be
It's
this
going to be that
beautiful
guy right there.
orange juice. As you can see, you're not gonna get the level of clarity really, because this looks really uniform.
Yes.
You can see here there's some separation,
Exactly,
right?
it's very thick.
Yeah. So this is what you're gonna get if you're working with the blender. It's still gonna taste great. It's gonna be a little bit bitey. We're gonna taste it all at the end and one by one. But this is already, it's all the health benefits of the shot. Some of you might be wondering at this point about yield. How much do you get? So right here we have these beakers. They're about 150 milliliters. So each batch is going to yield 300 milliliters?
Yes.
Right. So and each of one of these is 60 milliliters. So you're really talking about for the price of a couple pieces of ginger and vegetables, you are getting $25 worth of a ginger shot. So whether you're at home or you're in a restaurant or in a store, it's a great savings.
It's a big time savings.
All right, so next we're gonna reset and we're gonna show you how to make what we call the better version of our ginger shot. All right, and we're back and we're about to make our better version of the ginger shot, but before we do that, I want to remind you to subscribe and like, hit the notification button, leave us some comments for the algorithm to know that what you want to see is recipes that you're not going to get anywhere else. You want to see something a little bit different from what everybody else is doing, which is what we do here in the test kitchen. So thank you for your support. All right, Roman, I see we got the PacoJet out. What are we doing here?
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the same ingredients that we used in our earlier method in the blender, and we're going to put it into our Paco container, freeze it, and now we're going to spin it.
Okay, and I see that you didn't pre-blend this at all.
No, if you are using a creamy, not as powerful as the PacoJet, you will need to take that and blend it first before you freeze it and put it into the creamy container.
Okay, so you want to do this first step we just did, but you don't have to strain.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see what it comes with.
Let's do it. All right, so we're going to Pacotize this 6 times and no air. I made a mistake of adding air to this, and when I took it off, it almost exploded.
Oh
so
my God.
Don't do that.
Yep.
No air. All right, 6 times. And here we go. Okay, so now that we're done spinning our PacoJet version, number 2, we're just gonna take it out of there. Look at that.
That looks like ginger carrot ice cream.
Yes, you do not want to eat this
No, I don't.
ice cream,
I'm
trust me.
tempted, but,
So
I know it's going to burn like
what
terrible.
you need to do first is to let that melt. And so you leave it at room temperature. It usually takes about 2 hours, 2 hours. It'll melt down, and then you could pass it, and then you pass it through your chinois like we did earlier, and you get number 2.
Yeah, and I kind of love how different this one looks from our first one. I'm just going to put these side to side for a second. So one is almost opaque, and this one just has a tiny bit
Just
of
a tiny
sediment
bit.
on the bottom. But and you would be perfectly happy with this.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely,
Like
100%.
it's gonna be great. But of course, we wanted to see, can we get it even clearer? Can we
Right.
get it even better? Because right now this is about where this kind of store-bought one is.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
So very similar coloring. But we're gonna take it. Ooh. Knock this down. We're going to take it one step further, and we're going to reset and come back and show you how to get this crystal clear version.
All right, so we're back with method number 3, and that includes our Spinzall. So we have some of our shot from the PacoJet that had stalled out. We're going to put it in the roller of our Spinzall, and we're going to spin it to get that guy right there.
Okay, and just I'm sure people will ask, do I need to Pacotize it? Can I just take my blender version and put it in here?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
But we just wanted to make it as crystal clear as possible.
Exactly. So we're going to pour that into our roller, and there is a fill line where I stop at, and that's right there. And then we're going to add in.
Yeah. Now, when Dave was here many moons ago, he recommended adding magnesium carbonate in
Yes.
order to help clarify ginger. I think when he was here, we made a ginger something. I forgot what it was, but it was really, really great, really, really
It was
clear.
clear.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, actually.
Do we add that to here?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So we add just a little bit of here to give us a little bit more clarity.
Cool. Awesome. And how long do we spin this for?
I spin it for half an hour, but you can spin it up to an hour or even 2 hours if you want. I actually found the best results an hour, to be honest with you.
I'm so excited to taste these ginger shots. Now let's see what came out of the Spinzall.
All right, so take a look at that. Get a little bit of that, as you can see.
Wow, that is crystal clear. A little bit of sediment, I think,
Yep.
from when we were moving it around.
Yep, and then
picking
once
it
you
up.
pass it through a chinois or a super bag or whatever you're going to use, it'll be super clear.
Perfect. So now, my favorite part, we're going to taste all three back to back in order to see what the taste comparison is between good, better, and best. I've got these like super cute little baby beakers.
Oh, I
Look how
love
cute
these
they
things.
are. All right, let's start with the good.
Okay.
This is blender only. Ooh, that is bracing.
It's got a nice
Very
bite,
gingery.
very gingery bite to
Yeah.
it.
I will say this one is very ginger forward.
Wow, yeah, big
I
time.
can taste a little bit of pineapple, but
Small
not
bit.
but not much of anything else in here.
No.
It tastes very healthy. I feel very cleansed just drinking this. Okay.
All right.
Let's go with number 2. And this is our pacotized or creamified, depending on what you're using, version.
Ooh, much better, huh?
Smooth.
Smooth, yeah.
Very,
There's
very
a little
smooth.
bite at the very end, but very smooth.
Yeah, the
Wow.
bite's like in the back of the throat, but this time I can taste the carrot, I'm
Yep.
tasting the apple juice, and I'm tasting the pineapple.
Yeah, that's very nice. I like
Very
that one a
nice,
lot.
yeah. Really, really good. And this is our Spinzall version. Oh,
I could just drink that. I could just drink that.
this is spectacular.
It is very good.
So good.
Even the bite at the end is just like perfect.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but like I thought this was perfectly good. I'm perfectly happy
Yes,
with this.
this one's good too.
So you drink this regularly. Would you say this version is pretty comparable?
I
to
would say
goes
this is
off?
this one is spot on. The taste. I drink.
Yeah.
I drink one like maybe 3 times a week. I could sometimes go 5 if I can afford it, of course.
Well, now you can.
Now I can.
Now
yeah.
you can.
But yeah, it tastes exactly like that. This one is another level. I mean, that I can actually drink like it's juice, which
Yeah.
is.
It's like there's a roundness to it that you
Yes.
don't get with this one.
Right.
Like it's very round, very sweet.
Yes.
But like this one just feels perfectly balanced. I can see this being turned into a cocktail for you cocktail people out there.
I didn't even think about
Right?
that.
We didn't do
Yeah.
it, but a little bit of vodka would be
Yeah,
very
that
nice.
would be nice.
But
As
yes.
the summer tails off.
Yeah. So the reason why we did this, we wanted to start kind of doing more healthy recipes. If there's a healthy recipe you want to see us try or see us take on, leave it in the comments below. We're always looking for new ideas to do here in the test kitchen. You can get all of these today 3 recipes and methods in the link in the description as well up on our blog, blog.modernistpantry.com. So until next week, from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie.
And I'm Roman.